Hello singing friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Mickey here, your friendly neighborhood singing coach. Today I'm going to be doing a reaction request from Sarah Mengisto. As you guys probably know, occasionally my channel turns into the Ofra Haza appreciation station, and today I'm going to be doing a double header reaction to Ofra's song Yacheilui Wayachali from her 1984 album Yemenite Songs, and it translates into 50 Gates of Wisdom. And Sarah was kind enough to send me the lyrics in translation. They are, "My sweet love, you are always with me. I have fed you the most succulent of foods and clothed you in the most expensive brocades." I love that. First of all, I just love food in general. I'm definitely not one of those people that's like, you know, eat to live, don't live to eat. It's like one of my favorite pleasures of life. And succulent is just such a good word. It's like, it sounds like what it is, you know? And then brocade is one of my favorite fabrics as well. Oh, what a lunatic love, God help me. I think we all know the feeling of being crazy for love. There are those who don't understand the nature of my lunatic love. I made you swear for days and nights that you would explain once and for all what is happening to us. Oh, what a lunatic love, God help me. There are those who are jealous that I am all important to you. Oh, what a lunatic love, God help me. You are my special love, and you reveal to me the secrets of love. You are the center of my thoughts and imagination. I have no interest in any other. Oh, what a lunatic love, God help me. So I would love to know, comment down below if you are one of those people that is swept away by your passions and completely lose your head and are unable to focus on anything else when you fall in love, or if you have a more cooler, rational approach to these things. I think you can probably guess which camp I fall into. So I'm going to be looking at two versions of this song today, and they are from her album, as I mentioned before, and then her performance of the same song from the 1986 Independence Day celebration in the city of Sderot on May 13th. Okay, so before we jump in, my usual disclaimers, I'm going to be interrupting the playbacks a few times just so that I don't get blocked or flagged, but I will put the link to the Uninterrupted videos in the description box below, as well as all my other relevant links, like how you can get me to react to a song or artist of your choosing, or if you're interested in taking my online self-paced courses or taking a one-on-one lesson with me in singing or piano. So you can find all of that information down below. All right, so without further ado, let's jump in and watch the album version of Ofra Haza performing Yacheilui Wayachali from her 1984 album Yemenite Songs.
ولبستك الغالي
just gonna pause it there for a moment so I don't get flagged. So a couple things. This reminds me of when I graduated from high school. I took a few years off before I went to college because I was signed to Columbia and I had gotten into Yale. I'd gotten accepted, but I didn't want to go right away because I wanted to try my hand at music first. So I deferred for 3 years and I just spent that time doing music. But I was living at home with my parents and, trying to find my way and figure out being an adult. And I had all of these issues with the record label kind of putting me on hold while we were figuring out making my record and all of that. And so I had a lot of free time on my hands. And I started taking belly dancing classes. And then eventually I got recruited by the teacher of the class to be in this like belly dancing troupe where we would go and like dance at parties and things. And we danced in like the Israeli Day Parade. And this is the type of music that we would dance to, So when I hear that drum beat and like, I don't know if that's like a doumbek or whatever that drum is, it just reminds me of that, and makes me want to like do those dances. This is the kind of song that you would hear at like one of those restaurants that has belly dancers. It has a really good energy, actually. I could see the lyrics kind of going in two different ways. It could be like this obsessive, like I'm crazy for love kind of thing where it's kind of dark, but this is actually very positive. Like there were some lyrics in there where I felt like it could be taken in a negative way. Like everybody's jealous of me. I can only think of you. You're in the center of my mind. Like there's something that's all consuming and maybe like codependent about that kind of approach to things. But this is a very light and happy and bubbly kind of song. So I really like that like upbeat energy. It's very enjoyable. And the other thing that I notice is there's something that's like very quaint about the instrumentation. It's not highly produced. It makes me think of like folk music, And also just the way that she sings in Arabic. I've talked about this before, but I think there's something innate about the language that lends itself to a certain style of singing. Like she uses a lot more ornaments when she's singing in Arabic than in other languages. And as you know, if you've watched my channel for a while, Ofra was a polyglot and sang in probably 20 different languages. Had like a great facility and a great ear for singing in different languages. And I just think it's so interesting to hear the qualities of the language that are like innate to it itself, because when you sing in Arabic as opposed to like singing in French or like English or whatever, there's just a certain quality that is endemic to the nature itself and the phonemes that are used in that language. And that comes across in the way that it's sung. And so I always notice that about the quality of her singing when she sings in Arabic. But yeah, beautiful, lovely song, very, very light, great energy, and she sounds gorgeous, of course. I really like how light and playful she sings this. She's not using her like real powerful belt voice that she uses in some other songs. This is very, very light and gentle and playful. I'm also really impressed by just the flexibility of her voice and how she can really sing these complicated lines and make them sound so fluid. And you never hear her flub a note. And this was way before the era of auto-tune where you could like correct pitches, and she nails every single note. Even when you see her sing live, you never hear her miss a pitch, and that's incredible considering the really complex melodic lines that she's singing and just how many notes she's touching so quickly in order to sing in that really quick way so fluidly and to nail all of those pitches. You really have to execute that with a really, really high level of accuracy. And she's so virtuosic in that sense. So I think this is really, really lovely. I'm very impressed by it. And I love the energy. I love the idea. I definitely understand that sentiment. It reminds me of like the Beyonce song Crazy in Love. Similar topic, very different sound, obviously, but I think it's a very universally relatable feeling to feel like you're a lunatic in love. All right, so I really enjoyed that. Let's listen now to the live version from the 1986 Independence Day celebration in Sderot. Very cool. I think I stopped it in the same place. I'm really impressed by just her style, first of all. Like she's the perfect embodiment of like a glamour model from that era. If you were to look at the cover of a magazine in the 80s, you would see somebody that looked like her. She's so beautiful. And it's funny now to look back on this time period and like see the shoulder pads and the big jewelry and like the feathered hair and everything. But that was the style, and she looks totally glamorous and just embodies it perfectly. And then the other thing is, I really like the dancing. The second you hear that beat come in, it makes you want to get up and dance. So I think it's very appropriate that they have all the dancers dancing behind her. And then she was a very coordinated person as well. Like she often dances and sings. So to be able to do that at the same time always blows my mind, because I'm extremely not coordinated. And I love the way that she smiles, and she just is such a performer. She always has that like beautiful composure and presence about her when she's singing. And the other thing that I notice about it is it's a perfect replication of what's on the record. And obviously there was much more fidelity to, you would really notice it, in a live performance if it didn't sound like the studio album, because things were much more, when you recorded, you didn't have all the tools that you have now to kind of like adjust people's voices. And even when you perform live, now you can use auto-tune on live performances, which is like crazy to me. But like then what you heard on the record was usually what you got live. They couldn't like correct it that much. You could take the best take, obviously, but you can see here that she really performed exactly the way that she sounded in the studio. She's really matching note for note. You can hear the accuracy in her live performance is just as great as when she was in the studio. I don't know if I explained that very efficiently. That was a lot of words, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. Sneeze just at the end of that. So yeah, I'm just very, very impressed by what a consummate performer she was and how good she was at reproducing the studio album live and dancing and really leading that performance and staying composed the entire time with everything going on around her and just delivering such a great performance vocally. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. Lovely song, lovely energy, and both versions were great. She really performed it very faithfully to the studio version live. So thank you so much for the recommendation, Sarah. I hope that you enjoyed my reaction. I'll see you guys here next time. And until then, take care. And of course, happy singing. Bye.